So tonight I'm going to talk about Bhajans. So from Who Am I? Part of it is anyway. We are all familiar with music's power and its transforming, transporting properties. Jai Guru Rolf, we're just started. Music is a medium for all kinds of expression, even catharsis. We relax, share, make love to, sing, and dance to music. It can lift our mood, soothe, and iron out uncomfortable feelings and de-stress us. This universal language of the heart that unifies and elevates us has a mysterious, quickening effect that sometimes makes us spontaneously burst into song and dance. Our hearts respond to music, beating to the rhythm, losing ourselves in it, and becoming one with the music, all of which helps us to forget about ourselves and our illusory problems. What is bhajan singing? It is a tool that takes us out of the mind. It is devotional singing from the heart. It is an uplifting experience after we get over our resistance to them. Many seekers find these bhajans alien and say they do not wish to sing them. But once they start and experience the happiness they bring, their resistance just dissolves, and then they are eager to sing them more often. Singing bhajans is another way of getting in touch with our universal divinity. When we sing Jai Guru or Hail to the Guru within us, for example, the sound or vibration, when it is chanted over and over again, has the effect of raising our vibrations. And when the spirit is lifted in this way, we feel compelled to keep on singing, moving, and even dancing. In other words, we feel more alive and awake. Singing bhajans is a powerful tool that puts us in touch with the one indwelling presence in us all. That one reality, selfless self, it is what we are. It also has the effect of bringing the knowledge down from the head to the heart. When you are involved in singing, the mind quietens down, and suddenly those illusory, unhappy or sad emotions you may have been affected by disappear as if by magic. The vibration's ecstatic power fills our whole being, cleansing, showering, pouring, and saturating our hearts with happiness. In a somewhat mysterious, fast and effective way, the transcendent quality of devotional singing bypasses the mind and connects us to our divinity, to the one source. Singing, chanting, or simply listening to bhajans is not only a beautiful experience, but an activity that offers a distraction for the mind, while at the same time taking you to a sacred place where the heart opens and experiences deepening peace, love, and gratitude. All in all, it is a blissful experience. When you are singing, the thoughts are absent. The influence of devotional singing has the power to lift the spirit and create a happy atmosphere. It is a celebration of selfless self, a celebration of that through which we know ourselves. It touches and soothes the heart, bringing much longed for rest and peace. Singing is an appealing tool because it is simple, free, and available to all. As you sing from the heart and are connected to your power, you are somehow mysteriously taken into a kind of ecstatic, celebratory state. When you don't give the mind attention, but bypass it instead, there is the transcendence of the little self. Communion takes place with that greatness in you that is selfless self. Your beloved, call it what you will. Devotional singing purifies the heart so that we become receptacles of that pure love, that presence within us all. The more you sing, the deeper and deeper you will feel that connection with Source and experience its perfume, joy, bliss, peace, and love. Singing bhajans is like a powerful, invigorating tonic that stirs, elevates, and inspires. As the singing puts us in touch with our true nature and the vibrations sink effortlessly into our hearts, all our problems seem to be miraculously forgotten, at least for a little while. When we sing, we are singing to that one divine essence in all. We are bowing to the one presence within us that is selfless self. There is no duality here. You are what you are praising. We are worshipping, honouring, and celebrating that which we are. You are that presence, that selfless self, that inner guru you are singing to, singing about, and, for want of a better word, that you are worshipping. Here, the illusory triad of worship, worshipper, and worshipped are, of course, one and the same. You are all three in one. With conviction, you are giving praise to yourself. Singing bhajans fills us with love, gratitude, and pure joy because we know we are one in essence. We know that everything is within us. And not only that, we wish to express our thanks and humility. Put in another way, we are blessing ourselves in recognition of the supreme opportunity we have been given to truly know ourselves. The bhajans, like meditation, get you in touch with selfless self. They plug you into your source. When the sound and vibrations grip and transport you, the mind is wiped out. As you are singing and immersed in these vibrations, that energy refreshes and reconnects you to your expansive reality. You lose yourself in the vast ocean of bliss. Singing keeps the heart soft, open, and loving so that the knowledge of your reality can be absorbed more easily. Most importantly, devotional singing brings self-knowledge to life, preventing it from becoming dry, dusty, or stale. When the knowledge is fueled with devotion and gratitude, it enters every cell of our being, transforming it into a flowing, living, loving, practical experience. Use the tool of singing bhajans to oil the knowledge, drown the thoughts in vibration, song, and at the same time to open the heart and keep it open. Bhajans helps the knowledge to flow. In this lineage, the masters have followed the tradition of singing bhajans for hundreds of years. Shri Siddharameshwar, who was Nisargadatta Maharaj's guru, told him to never stop singing the bhajans, and Nisargadatta obeyed his master. He sang them till the end, or almost till the end. He sang them right up until a couple of days before his body expired, when the throat cancer prevented him from singing. Ranjit Maharaj and the other lineage masters also sang these bhajans. And more recently, Ramakant Maharaj would attend the ashram 3 times a day and always sing the bhajans with the same vigour. Just as the Nam mantra is central to the lineage, the singing of bhajans is also an important aspect of this lineage. Of note here, I would like to mention that although the seeker's journey may have come to an end with liberation, nevertheless, the self-realized continue with devotion after liberation. Why? To give thanks to the masters for removing the ignorance, as well as to keep them humble. The bhajans contain the same non-dual knowledge that the masters have taught us. One example of this is to be found in the beautiful bhajan Chidananda, composed by Shankaracharya, Advaita Vedantic scholar and saint. He summarized non-duality in 6 verses, encapsulating Advaita Vedanta philosophy in its entirety. There is nothing but Atma, the true self, complete peace, freedom and joy. I am that eternal knowing and bliss, Shiva, love and pure consciousness. Chidananda takes one through the process of self-inquiry, step by step, eliminating and negating what one is not, using the method of neti-neti, not this, not this. This practice inevitably leads to the spontaneous realization, I am that eternal knowing and bliss, Shiva, love and pure consciousness. Here are the words to Chidananda. As some of you will know, these words are usually sung to a beautiful melody that is very pure and touching. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am not the mind, intellect, ego, or subconscious. I am not the ears, the tongue, nose, or eyes. I am not space, earth, fire, or wind. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am not breathing power, the 7 vital bodily constituents, nor the 5 coverings. I am not speech, hands, feet, nor the rectum. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am not envy, greed, nor craving, nor attraction. I am not arrogance, nor jealousy, not pride, nor religion, wealth, spending for mankind, nor liberation. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am eternal bliss, I am Shiva. I am not virtue, sin, joy, nor sorrow. I am not mantra, pilgrimage, scriptures, offering, nor ritual fire. I am not food, the eating, nor the one who eats. I am eternal bliss. I am Shiva. I am eternal bliss. I am Shiva. I am not death, doubt, nor discrimination of caste. I am not father, mother, hence no birth. I am not brother, nor friend, nor guru, nor aspirant. I am eternal bliss. I am Shiva. I am eternal bliss. I am Shiva. I am beyond concept, without change, beyond form. I am all-pervading in all the senses. I see equality in everyone. I am neither liberated nor in bondage. I am eternal bliss. I am Shiva. I am eternal bliss. I am Shiva. Jai Guru. And now to a couple of related questions. There has been a lot of controversy over the bhajans. Many Westerners say they cannot sing them, that they are too Indian, basically a block to Westerners. Here is the first one. Question. In Nisargadatta's day, he did not demand that the Westerners sing bhajans. He only shared knowledge with them. Answer. That is true to some extent, but some Westerners did attend the bhajan sessions, and Nisargadatta would be pleased to see them there. These seekers knew that their journeys required more than just listening to the knowledge that was conveyed by Nisargadatta. Jai Guru. Next one. If we are supposed to be singing bhajans as part of our practice, why is there so little mention of them in the Nisargadatta books? Answer. The various editors of Nisargadatta's books probably did not wish to put off Western readers by including the bhajan practice, so they focused pretty much entirely on knowledge. And it was not just that they omitted references to the bhajans, they really avoided mentioning anything to do with devotion. Again, probably because they knew this would alienate Western readers as well. Jai Guru. Question. I just found the online recordings of various gatherings in honour of the Lineage Masters. I did not know you did these. I did not know these were happening. I watched the one in honour of Shri Ramakant Maharaj before going to bed. It was beautiful. The group singing was from the heart, very devotional, and parts of it replayed all through the night. And I said, yes, we try and celebrate the important dates on the Indian calendar to celebrate the anniversaries of the Master's births and deaths. These days are very special because we can give thanks to the Masters, and as we sing to them and read passages from their teachings, we receive more encouragement to deepen our practices. Meditation on these days can be very special too, due to the collective energy directed towards the Masters. These days are blessed, grace-filled, and beautiful, giving us the opportunity to increase our humility, love, and devotion. Jai Guru. Question. I am looking forward to meditation every day for the first time in a long while. I get deep into it and I don't want to come out. I am seeing the dark blue indigo curtain. after a few minutes. In Kriya, that is called the spiritual eye, usually depicted with a star in the center. Too much importance is placed upon it, I think, but it's nice to look at that strange little speck of light in a deep blue sea. And I said, it is great to hear that you are no longer having to push yourself to meditate. Something has changed. Seeing the dark blue curtain as you describe it has motivated you. But don't give it too much importance or expect to see it each time you meditate. Don't be attached to it. At this early stage in the process, just keep hammering yourself with the Nam mantra. You need to clear out everything that does not belong to you, all the layers of conditioning. This is the task at hand. Jai Guru. Question. I wanted to tell you that although I have not been able to attend the meetings, I'm still very much on the path and have lots of things to share. I'm especially a bit sad that I could not attend Ramakant Maharaj's birthday since he has done so much for me, but I was working that day. Lots of interesting developments. My inner teacher seems to be strengthening, or at least I seem to be able to listen to him more clearly. Sometimes he sends me clear messages through dreams or unlikely synchronicities. Something very strange that I've been noticing is that people around me seem to be growing a lot more sensitive to my thoughts, almost like a kind of telepathy. I've also had some dreams with the masters. One of the more remarkable ones was with Nisargadatta Maharaj. I had an appointment with him and I was really scared because I knew he was a very strict master. But when he saw me, he was actually very supportive and encouraged me. A very wholesome dream. I've also seen the face of Ramakant Maharaj while meditating. I feel the presence of the lineage and my inner master everywhere I go. I feel like they might also be helping my family economically too, oddly enough. Just today, my mother entered my room shedding tears of joy because her loan had been forgiven. And when she hugged me, I ended up in such a position that I faced the smiling pictures of the masters, and I was spontaneously filled with gratitude. It's a nice story. And I said, what you relate in your email is really good and great that the masters are with you in your waking and dream states. You are blessed. Nisargadatta being very strict is only a veneer to get people to wake up. I'm glad he was gentle with you and encouraging. That's a lovely story about your mother's loan being cancelled. It is true that the masters look after us in all ways. So when you're in their radar, they will help you as and when needed. The compassion of the masters has no bounds. Beautiful. We should Skype soon to catch up more fully. Jai Guru. Question. Can you tell me if the Western devotee who was the ashram manager in Nashik is still there? He was close to Shri Ramakant Maharaj and stayed there for over 2 years, I think. And I said, a few people have been asking about him. He has not made any contact with the ashram and just seems to have disappeared. Sometimes when a devotee is close to the master and then the master leaves the body, the devotee feels abandoned and lost. When this happens, it means that the devotee was maybe too attached to the form of the master. When I was at the ashram some weeks before Maharaj's Mahasamadhi, and we witnessed Maharaj's health failing, some devotees were already showing their desperation at the imminent loss and were sobbing. Others were clinging too much to Maharaj's feet when they had the rare opportunity. I told one of them off, saying, "Have you not learned anything? The master is not the form. When the body expires, nothing will change." But still the crying continued. So I suspect that if this devotee was too attached to the form, he may now feel a little lost. During Maharaj's parting talk at his home, when a group of devotees were gathered around him, Maharaj, although weak, stressed in no uncertain terms that we were not to change our master after he leaves the body. The master is like a mother, he said, and you don't change your mother. Sadly, to my knowledge, some devotees have already done this. Jai Guru. I still receive emails addressed to Maharaj from seekers who think he is still in the body form, like this one. I, with my wife and son, would like to visit the Nashik Road Ranji Ashram to have darshan of Sadguru Ramakant Maharaj and spend some time at his holy feet and grace. We'd greatly appreciate, indeed, if you kindly guide me in this regard and tell me the next availability. So I tell him that Maharaj left the body in 2018, and he replies saying, "I was saddened to learn this. That happened a long 5 years ago. I am now somewhat bewildered, trying to understand the significance of a spontaneous inspiration to meet Maharaj so late now. If you please allow me to make a request to you, I would appreciate to receive some select references, links to Maharaj's pointed teachings." I replied, "The spontaneous inspiration to meet him means that you are to be acquainted with Maharaj's teachings. Please have a look at the website, and you may be interested in reading Maharaj's book of teachings, Selfless Self. Let me know if I can help you in any other way. Jai Guru." Question. I have never felt peace like this, but at the same time I feel giddy and restless, like I want to tell you everything that I am experiencing. This is subtle ego, perhaps, wanting your approval. I would love to connect over Skype sometime soon. And I said, "Sounds like a great adventure." It is not subtle ego or seeking approval. It is all happening spontaneously, and there is joy and excitement and freshness. So of course you wish to share it. It's only natural. And I'm looking forward to hearing all about what is not happening. Till then, have fun. Jai Guru. Question. Namaste, Anne. I'm going on my retreat shortly. In the meantime, I've been reading from Selfless Self every day, watching videos of Maharaj speaking, videos of Bhajans. I have had some experiences that I think may be significant, but only as signs of progress and not the truth itself. First, I was watching a video in which Maharaj gives advice about negative thoughts. His message, as you know, is to simply reject those thoughts that diminish us, get us into quarrels, make us agitated. I don't know why, but that night I was able to do this with my own frequently depressive thoughts. As they arose, I gently but assertively said no to the ones I didn't like, and it worked immediately. Suddenly, It was as if I had been submerged in a dirty swamp full of mud and finally rose to the surface. Previously, I believed my thoughts had power of their own, the power to pull me back under. That night, I proved to myself that I could simply decline. They were completely dependent on my accepting them all along. I laughed and cried and bowed down to the floor before the image of Maharaj on the screen in the deepest relief, deepest gratitude. He showed me a power I never knew I had. Lately, while reading from Selfless Self, especially the parts in capital letters, I often spontaneously feel a surge of electricity or pure energy running through me. Sometimes it's so powerful that I double over, not in pain, but in surging bliss. This has been happening more and more frequently. In the Kriya Yoga tradition, we pay close attention to the body, especially the spine, trying to induce the same current of ecstatic buzzing energy by breathing slowly, going through the chakras, etc. But Maharaj's words by themselves have the same effect. So I said, it all sounds really wonderful. You are already becoming aware of your power and experiencing this directly, that you are not a slave of your thoughts and feelings as they arise, that you can choose which ones to accept and which ones to reject. This is very encouraging. And I am so happy this experience brought you to your knees to express gratitude to Maharaj. Giving thanks to the Master is an integral part of the process. Each time you bow, the ego is deflated more and more. Jai Guru. Question. I would be very happy if you would initiate me. It would be good if my wife could also be initiated in the same breath. So I said, any request for the Nam must come directly from the one who wishes it. It is a nice idea about your wife receiving, but let's just concentrate on you. I sometimes get these requests from couples who seem to do everything together, and they want joint initiations. This may be a sweet idea, but really it is just nonsense. Jai Guru. Question. I'm anxious about singing the Bhajans. How can I learn them when they are in the Marathi language? Do I need to memorize them for the initiation? These are common questions. And I said, don't be anxious. I'm not looking for perfect singing. Just follow the words phonetically. This is about opening your heart and surrendering to the masters. You don't need to memorize the bhajans, as we will be singing from the pages and singing together. Jai Guru. Question. I'm dipping into Nisargadatta books, some Ranjit Maharaj, some Ramakant Maharaj, etc. And I said, don't be a grasshopper. Best to stick with Ramakant Maharaj's books just now and not jump about after all. Even though the different masters teach the same thing, each master advances the teachings further and simplifies it for our age. Hence, Maharaj's teachings are the simplest, most direct and powerful to date. Plus, his teachings leave no room for the mind. There is nothing there to entertain the mind, just pure and relentless hammering. Jai Guru. Question. I would like to be initiated before I attend a retreat. And I said, I don't think it's a good idea to be initiated before that, because if you attend, you should be fully present there and following the itinerary along with the others. Secondly, from the questions you're asking, I don't feel you've fully understood the teachings in Selfless Self. It would be better to gain more clarity and absorb them before initiation. You said the retreat would offer you a taste of silence, so let that be the first step. You also commented on whether you would be able to stick to the practice, and that is why I think you should take one step at a time. Initiation demands your commitment. Are you ready? Attend the retreat, make friends with the silence, and then afterwards we can meet again. Jai Guru. Question. I do not yet understand how my presence and your presence can be the same presence. In my case, the spirit became associated with this body specifically and can only experience anything through this particular body, born in 1982. All the while, that same presence is also looking at itself through Anne's senses, through Anne's mind. But from here, there is nothing but my senses and my mind. When Maharaj says, before the body you were formless, does that mean I was formless for all eternity before this body was born? Why did my presence have to wait for a specific human organism before it clicked? Was it not also there as the presence behind your body? Maharaj's body, Napoleon's body, and everyone who ever lived? If so, why does Maharaj so often say that before and after the body form, there is nothing whatsoever? And I said, when we talk about presence, we are referring to the power, the energy, the one essence of which we are all a part. You are using the mind to try and work it out, which only keeps you in duality. This knowledge is all about reality, non-duality that is prior to and beyond the mind. There is only one reality, not two. Therefore, there is only one presence. When the formless took form, when spirit clicked with the body, and then in your case, that body was given a specific name, so you started to believe that you were this body-mind complex. You were separated from source, from the one source. We were all separated from the one source. And because you were separated, not in essence, but by temporarily taking form, you believed yourself to be this body form and took yourself and the world for real. It is the same story for Anne. When the formless became form, she too forgot about her true identity and believed in the illusory story that she was fed and nurtured on. You say you cannot see anything but your own senses and mind, but when you self-inquire and through a process of neti-neti find out what you are not, that all that you thought you were was illusion, then you can discard these layers of conditioning and eventually reconnect with Source. You will conclude that everything is an illusion, you, the world, and realize that you were and are not separate. There is only oneness. The idea of separation, individuality, etc., was all an illusion. I could say more, but for now it is enough. Before the body you were formless. If you can conceive that in order to wake up from the dream, that you're the body-mind, countless so-called births have been taken, and each time you get closer to realizing your true nature. So you are formless in eternity prior to all the, quote, incarnations. If you awaken this time around, then no need for any more. So your presence did not wait for this specific one and only incarnation. It has taken form many times with many different names ascribed to you. Your presence ever existed. It has and will always be there, like the sky, free of an eye, omnipresent. So yes, you're a part of the one and only presence, as is everyone else. Maharaj says there is nothing, meaning no thing, before and after the body form. Here in the context of no mind, no body, no thoughts, no world, no nothing. Everything comes from nothing and returns to nothing. The apparent something that comes out of nothing is actually nothing, as the world is the projection of our presence. Hope this offers some clarity. Jai Guru. Then he replies and says, I thank you for the clarity. What is being conveyed by your words, like those of Maharaj, is subtler than the literal meaning of the words. The analytical mind wants to put reality into categories, and it decides how these categories are allowed to relate to each other based on logic. The mystery of the formless self is prior to logic. The formless is expressed as form in seemingly multiple, simultaneous ways without ever being other than itself, one. Yet this too is a conception, an idea with certain boundaries rooted in the body. Even if I don't understand something intellectually, that doesn't matter. The intellect came along with the body and operates for the body's benefit. My unidentified, non-verbal, non-conceptual, non-dual presence has no confusion. Okay. Let's see. I think I'll just read one more and we'll stop there. So, question. Hope this finds you well immersed in Guru's grace. It has been exactly a month since I received the auspicious Nam Mantra initiation, and for that I will be eternally grateful. I read and reread Timeless Years and must acknowledge your and Charles's generosity in displaying your love affair between Guru and disciple so innocently, openly for all to partake. And I said, thank you, generosity does not come into it. There is no me, no Charles, and no you. Our journey is everyone's journey. The love affair is the true yoga, because when there is oneness with the Guru, there is simultaneously oneness with selfless self. Jai Guru. And at that point, we'll close. Thank you. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru.